Well, hello everybody, welcome to Red Tool House. On today's video, we are going to have some fun. We're going to assemble a new tractor attachment. We're going to stick it on the tractor, and we're going to start poking holes in the ground. So, come with me. Well, I want to preface, in one of our previous videos, Kelly and I were talking about comfrey. You guys had commented, wanted to know if we had been drinking, because we were getting a little goofy on film. So, we had Kelly set this one out. No, we weren't drinking. No, actually, she's working on another project, and this is my project. Some assembly required. So what we have here is, this is an auger attachment, 3-point hitch auger attachment. We've got a lot of holes we got to put in the ground as we expand some pig pasture. We're going to put some poles in for netting over our blueberry patch. I'm going to set some fence posts around the garden. And this is West Virginia clay. The manual post hole diggers will get it done, but it takes me all day to set a couple, and I obviously need to be more efficient here. So a couple months ago, I started talking with a company called Titan Distributors, and they have Titan attachments, which is a whole line of tractor attachments, 3-point hitch, skid steer, John Deere. They got it all. Those guys have an absolute boatload of attachments. And so they, as we got to talking, they said, hey, why don't you try some of our equipment out and see what you think? So they sent me this auger here, and we're gonna give it an assembly, and we're gonna give it a run through, but also have another piece of equipment that in the future we'll go over. If you guys follow us on Facebook, you'll see the teaser there. I posted a picture of it arriving at our door. So I'm anxious to share that one with you as well. I've actually been using that one already, so we kind of got things out of line here, but we're gonna tackle the auger first. So Titan sent me this. First thing I really like about this whole process is they send you the piece of equipment. I don't have to take my truck and a trailer out somewhere to pick up an attachment and go through all that stuff. It comes right to my door. They sent it in on a box truck courier, drove right up to the front door of the farm and dropped it off right where I asked him to. So that makes it nice. The first step I need to take, of course, is breaking all this down, getting it separated, getting the packing material off, getting this angle iron frame that they made to transport all this in, and just take an inventory of what we've got. So what do we get in the kit here? Well, obviously we got the components to put the sucker together. We've got our yoke for the 3-point hitch. We got our boom. Got some gearbox covers here for safety. Obviously they gave me the shaft, which that's what you want. Really nice brand new PTO shaft. And this is what makes everything happen. This is a massive gearbox. This thing is no turkey by any means. So this, Titan has two auger builds that they do. They do an up to 30 horse tractor and then up to 60 horse. So this is the up to 60 since I've got a 35. So I'm obviously in that next bracket there. So this guy should be pretty stout. And then as far as the actual auger attachments go, the actual drill bit, if you will, or auger bit, this is a 9-inch. They make a 6-inch and they make a 12-inch. So they asked me what I wanted. I said, let's go somewhere in the middle. Let's go with a 9-inch. So we got the 9-inch. The thing about this, as I mentioned, they ship it to you. It's shipping from their distribution center in Tennessee. So it's pretty good in the fact that it's kind of almost the center of the country. So it makes logistics easier. I think it showed up in about 3 days from the point that I put the order in. So all the parts are here. We're going to start slapping it together, and I'll save you the boring details. We'll time lapse this so you guys can marvel at how fast I work with the miracle of modern technology. Well, there should be no fear of losing this thing in the woods. It looks like a big yellow jacket stuck to the back of the tractor. All right, so I've got it all together. really not a lot of issues. All the assembly went well. You'll notice those of you that have a keen eye that point everything out in my videos, yes, that is a screwdriver here in this pin, simply because that takes the smaller pins like you use on a center link, and I'm fresh out of those, so I got to pick up another one next time I go out. But we won't operate this with a screwdriver in it. I've got some cotter pins down in the workshop that we can drop in there, or I could even modify one of the bigger pins down there on the big sander, make it smaller. So I say we put the tools away and we start poking holes in the ground. Alrighty, well, we have poked one hole in the ground. Big head out of the way. Kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Well, that really makes light work out of this hard West Virginia clay. I tell you, when I set other garden posts here a couple years ago, man, thought I was digging through stone. So the 9-inch auger, of course, makes a pretty good size hole for my landscape timber here, which is 3.5 by 3 or whatever they are. But I'd rather deal with the larger hole than, of course, be fighting the post hole diggers. I had the post hole diggers here, obviously, to clean out the bit that the auger wouldn't throw out, but it worked out pretty good. Big question is, somewhere around here is the water line to my well, and of course the electric 220. So we're going to try not to hit that. Now, in my experience with using augers, you're saying, Troy, where's your level? It's in the garage. In my experience with using augers in the past, is it's best to be a two-man job. Have a spotter, obviously somebody operating the tractor. You want to have somebody on the tractor, of course, so you don't drill down into the ground and get stuck. There's a nice splinter. Yowza. And when it gets stuck, you screw yourself straight into the ground. If that would happen, of course, you need to take everything apart and try to back out that auger manually. Try to unthread it, if you would, or unscrew it, because you could end up breaking your shaft. You could end up bending the auger shaft. There's all kinds of things bad that you could do if that would happen. So somebody in the cockpit operating the lever, as you see it start to go down, that's what I was doing. I kept feathering it back out to make sure it wouldn't screw down into the ground. You'd hear the engine of the tractor bog down a little, and I'd want to lift it back out before it bogged down completely. The spotter, of course, cannot get in the way, man. I tell you, PTO driven equipment is scary to begin with, but these type of attachments where you've got a lot of open rotating shaft elements, don't operate this with any loose clothing. Don't even get near this thing if it's rotating, because it could suck you in so quick, and if you didn't have somebody there to turn, even if somebody was there to turn it off, you couldn't turn it off fast enough. A neighbor got pulled into the PTO shaft of his baler 2 years ago, and he got torn up pretty badly. It didn't kill him, but he almost wished he was dead. So it's bad news if you get into it. So if your spotter's here, of course, keep them at a distance. Usually it's just to make sure you got your shaft lined up. Get on our West Virginia hills, we're going to have to play the game of how we get our shaft lined up to be able to get somewhat of a plumb hole. This hole started in a little bit at an angle, and as I just backed the tractor up easily without, again, bending the auger bit, then we were able to get a more of a plumb hole there. One thing, and I will never ever admit that it's a good idea if you've got a lot of hard pan dirt. I've seen guys, and I won't say that it was me, but maybe it was, take a pry bar, and as the spotter, as an extra person, you're out here prying this down. I highly don't recommend that. That was a situation to get past a certain barrier that we had to with another auger, and it's not smart. It's not smart at all, because you just way too many things that could go wrong there. But really happy with the way this thing cuts. I mean, you saw how quickly it went into this red clay, and you can see how red clay this is. It dug in there quick, and really did a good job. So again, I could go up to a 12-inch. I could go down to a 6-inch if I wanted smaller holes. 2 bolts, change them out. No big deal there. Well, if you're interested in any of Titan's attachments, I'm going to post some links below, and we have an affiliate partnership with them. So if you use any of these links and you'd happen to like any of their equipment and purchase it, then that obviously helps support our channel. We really appreciate that. That would be nice, of course. Again, they've got a ton of stuff. We'll be doing more videos with this. I'm fighting the rain today. I'm trying to beat the rain, so we'll see how many of these we can get in the ground. So of course, when I video, that slows me down a little bit. But got quite a bit of work we're going to be doing with this this year before the snow starts blowing. So we'll see how this this works, and obviously do follow-up videos using it. And again, as I mentioned, we've got another piece of equipment on farm already. Not ready to debut it yet, but when we do, I think you're all going to be excited. It has something to do with this pile of shredded material you see here, so it's pretty exciting. Well, check out the links below. Feel free to comment if you have any questions or any details you want to know about this piece of equipment, anything else from Titan Attachments. And you all take care. All right.